Hey gamers, I recently finished my legendary rune set and now I feel like I have enough legendary equipment to mess around in World v World and play around with different builds. I've also been playing a lot of Mesmer in World vs. World, so I felt like I needed a little break. So I decided on trying to learn more about the two other light armor classes, and I started with Necromancer. I decided on Scourge because I really like the range that the shades offer. I think it's really satisfying getting a good shade positioning down, and it's pretty safe because of the range that the weapons offer, so I felt like this was a good starting point to learn Necromancer. When I was going through the Scourge specialization tree, the one trait that caught my eye was Demonic Lore. I like that it kind of connected to the Crystal Desert, so I wanted to try going with a burning build. And then I thought about what a good secondary identity kind of would be for this build, and I thought, if we have fire, I wonder if we have access to poison. Necro actually does, so I was thinking going with a mainly burning and torment build with some access to poison and make it like a MapleStory fire poison mage. Because truth be told, I don't really dig the undead aesthetic, so attempting to turn a Necromancer into like a fire poison mage, well, it sounded kind of fun. So I built a really elementary Condi DPS team fighting build. There is some support, there is some tankiness to it, but mainly it's just all about burning as much as possible with some poison skills for the aesthetic. Throughout the video, I'll be changing my skills and traits a lot just to see kind of what everything does and really get a good idea of what it does in combat. But I'll link below in the description kind of where I landed on these builds. They're absolutely not meta builds at all, so I have actual builds on Hot Swap in case we have a large organized team fight. But I did find these builds at least fun to play and pretty satisfying. I think for future World v World sessions, I want to maybe look into playing more Fear or Torment builds. Perhaps the one thing that was lacking from this type of build is really any presence with crowd control, so I feel like that although maybe the DPS was good, the disruptiveness was pretty lacking. I don't know, I kind of want to be a bit more disruptive and like annoying during World versus World, because I think that's kind of what makes it fun when you can really annoy the enemy squad. Initially, I also wanted to experiment with some of the newer relics, but when I saw the Demonic Lore trait and locked in on making a fire poison mage, testing out a new relic kind of went out the window. So I think I want to maybe try Ritualist and see if there's some synergy with some of the newer relics introduced in Visions of Eternity. Something that took a bit of getting used to was the lack of mobility on Necro. I'm really used to being able to blink all the time with Mesmer, so not having a fast blink threw me off actually a lot of the time. So that kind of has me thinking maybe I should just lean into a tankier build for Necromancer, since they don't have a lot of mobility to escape, but they kind of make up for that by being super tanky. Okay, so now here on Elementalist, I feel like I was actually cooking up something with the Relic of the Alliance, which was introduced in Visions of Eternity, which reduces the recharge time on Signet skills whenever you use a Signet skill. I love using Signet skills because they simplify a class, so it makes learning new builds a lot easier. However, one of the tough things about Signet skills is just knowing the timing of when you should use your Signet skill or when you should save them and get value from the passive. Luckily, Elementalists have access to Written in Stone, which continue to grant the Signet passives even if you have them on cooldown. So it really encourages you to just spam all your Signet skills because you never lose the passive effects. And that I think really synergizes well with the Alliance Relic. Both Earth and Fire Signets have 1200 range, which really synergizes well with Staff. Although Staff is more of a power weapon, so I didn't really know if I wanted to take this build in a power or condition direction, so I tried both. And using the Inferno on the fire tree, using the Inferno trait on the fire tree did work kind of. It went well with the staff, but I think overall it just did not do enough condition damage to really justify the fire signet. So I think using condition equipment is probably the best bet here. I decided on Evoker because I like the elite skill that it comes with, and I think using the Earth Signet along with the elite skill combo is kind of deadly because no one would really suspect an Elementalist of having an immobilization. I think another fun direction to maybe take this is a healing build and running with the water tree, because then you get to share your aura with your allies, and Written in Stone gives you aura every time you use your Signet skill, so you can really give your backline a lot of auras just in case anyone decides to dive. I think this build is the most fun playing in Stone Mist Castle because of the range and how quickly you can get away from people. Oh, I say that as I die. I like playing Staff because Staff 4 on Fire gives me a backwards roll, and then I switch to Air Attunement, then do Staff 4, which cures any crippled and immobilized and chilled, and then also gives me swiftness. So I think those two skills really makes a lot of space on the enemy. They would have to commit a lot of skills and a lot of cooldowns to really chase. I think it really dissuades a lot of players from diving, which makes this build, I think, pretty safe and pretty annoying. Eventually I do switch over to pistol just to get more condition damage, but I think both are viable. I really do like the extra 300 range on staff, and I feel like that really allows you to live longer, which maximizes fun. However, I think with pistol, that's probably a lot better for roaming and maybe 1v1s, whereas staff is probably just better for poking and overall zoning. Between Necromancer and Elementalist, I feel like Elementalist is a lot more my vibe. However, it is significantly a lot harder to really commit to learning all the attunements and combos. So I think having the Signets here was really nice because they kind of just were always valuable. Even if I quote-unquote wasted the Signet, I still had the passive. So I never felt really pressured to make good decisions on the Signets as long as I got them off cooldown as much as possible and was annoying as much as possible. I felt like I was providing value for my team. I think the new relic system, quote-unquote new, it's been out for a few years, but I think the system is a really good addition to the game. I just had never dug into it as deep as I did when I'm trying to cook up some wonky builds like this. I already see a couple more relics that I think would be super annoying in World vs. World that I really want to try out. But I think that'll be it from me for this video. Please enjoy the rest of the team fights in EBG. Thank you.